I was mildly worried for a second for Heisei, I think is his name. The obviously much cooler samurai officer guy, that character. I just don't want to forget his name. So I've got some of the names down. I don't got everybody, as I think the other dude's name is Toma. I think they're close. Well, Heisuke is this is the much higher rank guy. I'm getting close on the name. I was just double checking because I want to hopefully get these guys memorized in the hopes that this series, survives the axe. To my knowledge, it's doing okay. First volume just came out, so we don't know sales. Again, I'm hoping it just does all right enough to keep going. It doesn't have to break records for me. I'm hoping the series survives because I've enjoyed it so far. It's recently started to branch into the point of an actual ongoing plot, some villains and stuff, and I've enjoyed it. I've liked these bad guys as so far. They've been ruthless. The dude's not afraid to kill off some characters he has no stock in, just to build up some threat level on some characters early on. Always a good thing. And here, one of the dudes who's just like a much more rookie kind of guy. It's funny, I can't remember the character. He looks like one of the characters from the manga's other works, and I think it's specifically the hair that made me think it. I can't remember the character. I think it's the dad from Golem Hearts. I think it's that guy. I think his hair was similar. I think it might have been the way that it's tied back. I can't remember off the top of my head. I have to go back and look at it. But obviously, Dora and Kusanagi, we're not going to let this be eaten by the big weird ogre sumo kind of. I don't know what kind of yokai this is, or I guess it's Mononoke in the series rather. I don't know what one this is. I can kind of get some guesses. I know a handful, not like in full name, but I would recognize them and stuff about them. Obviously, I'm not a master of Japanese mythology, but I know this guy. I feel like this guy is something really well known. Something if I saw a description, I'd be like, oh, I've seen this before. But it's just I have no idea in the full text of it, because it's he just seems to be a big dude who drinks and heals, and I'm guessing gets stronger from drinking. And I feel like I've seen a similar thing in somewhere before. But I mean, if somebody knows, just drop in the comments. I always enjoy folklore creatures and stuff from all over the world, just because that's something that exists everywhere, is weird folklore monsters. But it's there's so many, it's hard to remember, and Japan by themselves has a shit ton. So there's as many yokai and Mononoke in Japanese lore as there are damn Pokemon. So take a while to obviously you eventually get them. Maybe if the series survives, I'll start to get some of them down. But when Heisuke was going up against two of them, I thought he was done. I was is this character gonna die already? Is he gonna get horribly mutilated? Because 1v1, I could see him doing fine, because we know that they're weary of the samurai officers. We don't know where these guys entirely rank in power, and we saw Heisei fight a little bit of, what was his name? Hidehise, I think his name was. Saw a little bit of a scuffle between them, so we know that he can contend with their attacks. We don't know how much, but 2v1, I was yeah, this guy's kind of screwed. Or 1v1, these guys are kind of screwed, but they were. Because I knew it would go either way. They're gonna either have to overpower him, but if that happened, it would be. I feel like it would be definitely going towards the axe point, because it would probably just be main character stuff to finish out events. But they're instead being smart and luring him back to their base, because they want to pretty much just get the kills in over these samurai officers, because they've acknowledged that they are a threat and they can't just wildly attack them. Again, good for the antagonists. That's good. It's when you have characters again who are strong, we know that these characters are stronger than most, just from what they've shown so far. Obviously, crushing other samurai and stuff. The samurai officers, we don't know the full scale power hierarchy. Are there anybody above the officers? What is the ranking above the officers? Where do one of these humanoid Mononoke compare to them? Is there a kind of similar ranking to them? Is there something oh, well, we're the lowest tier in the humanoid Mononoke or something, and maybe it's a medium tier is fine fighting one of these officers 1v1, whereas one of the higher ones could completely crush him. It's one of those things where it's we just we're in the dark because it's such a new point in the series, or where we kind of get guesses and estimations, but not entirely. Like I said, we have a small gauge of how the fight would go, at least 1v1, from the encounter that Heisei Heisuke had with, I think it's Hide. I might be getting that mixed up, but I think it's Hide. So like here, when they're just like, no, we're gonna lure him out and just take him out, one on one, not one on one, one at a time rather. Like, they seem to be fine just ganging up on him. I don't think they really give a shit. They seem to have priorities and goals, which is another thing I like when villains are like, yeah, I want to do villain things right now, but we actually have a mission and I need to stick to the mission. Priorities first, because it's like I was watching a scene from I can't remember, it was some crime show, and it was like one of those ones where it's like the guy's got a hostage and he's got a gun to him and he's surrounded. I'm like, if I was this bad guy and I'm already this far in, like put him in a situation where like you're one of these guys, you're about to get killed by Heisuke, but you're like an inch away from whatever the mission was. Maybe it was like killing somebody specific or something. I'd be like, man, I'm gonna either get captured or get killed. I'm gonna try and go out on a win. Like, I'm not trying to just completely get defeated and fail the mission. So like, I like that these guys are prioritizing that, because that's what I was thinking. Like, if I was a bad guy in these scenarios, I want to at least get the thing done. I want to end on a win. I don't want to end on being pathetic, like running away instead of doing either die fighting or try at least to finish the mission. So these guys already have a thumbs up in my book for bad guys. They seem to be competent enough. I like the girl's design, the spider girl. I like her so far, and he said, but I like their designs. The other two, was it Kanbei, the dude with the mask, and the really big dude, the really buff kind of like ogre looking guy. They're all right. I don't really care too much about them so far, but like the dude with the mask, clearly he's played to be more mysterious, and the other dude is just supposed to be like some big brute force dude. So like, I don't know if I would really like him too much. Maybe personality, maybe he'll do some cool stuff. So far, he just seems to be a brute, and I like that as a default. Like, there's not a lot of like characters like that get treated well unless they're like important. Usually, like characters like that get thrashed pretty quick just because of how reckless and quick into fighting they are. Maybe he'll have an upgraded form. He'll look cooler, but because like right now, he mostly just looks like a dude with pointy ears and a weird hairstyle, and he's just big. He doesn't like have what is it? He's just got like snake things coming out of his back. Like, I wish this dude maybe had like one of those big giant horns in the middle of his forehead, or spikes on his back, or maybe another set of arms. I don't know, something just to kind of make this dude stand out a little bit more, because he just looks a little plain. And his power seems to just be that he's strong and he heals from alcohol. So like he just seems a little boring. At least this guy, but again, he seems to be like this is the big brute guy that's going to be the first to go down, and I'm not against that. But like, just one of the things, like if this guy survives past this point, I'll say is I'm hoping he has something cooler along the line. Like, if he's a reoccurring character, like say he escapes, like he runs away or something after getting hurt, he has one of those moments or something. I would hope that he either is defeated and that just has like a cool showing for like an early series villain, or he ends up having something upgraded looking cooler so he looks less boring. Because like this guy's design can even easily be fixed by just giving him like a cool coat. Like, you give him some like big fur coat, like something that's kind of like looks like it was patched together, like all like very, very like mountain-esque. Like, he just kind of stitched them together and it doesn't look like well made, but it's just something to keep warm. Something like that could really improve his design. But we see him fighting. He's upset because now he's up against these guys. He hits the one dude again. I think it's Toma or Toda. Again, I'm trying to remember what this dude will get. This dude's name will be in my brain permanently. I think if the series ends up staying, just because like he seems to be adjacent to the main cast character, and again, if it stays, I will gladly see. I'll gladly enjoy more of what's going on because I like him so far. He doesn't seem anything crazy. Like, he just seems to be this dude who's just very durable and he works hard and he puts in the effort. Nothing too wild. Like, those characters are very admirable. So I'm hoping he does something like maybe he'll have his own kind of unique fighting style. Because so far, like right now, he just seems like he's got a lot of durability and stamina. Maybe he'll have something really cool. I would hope to be maybe something just kind of like a heavy power slash. Maybe he can be one of those characters who just does like just massive singular strikes. I guess that would make sense too if he's like really durable and he's like sets himself to trying to hold his ground while he charges at something. But Kusanagi and Dora, like, they're obviously looking really cool in this panel spread. Well, it's full page spread rather, and they're just charging up, looking badass. Like the one dude I was mentioning earlier, who looks kind of like an older character from the dude's work. He's just giving commentary on like the 3 power levels of the characters. Obviously, these guys are way more powerful than him. I think this is just a set like, the average samurai and his viewpoint on them. We already knew that Kusanagi and Dora together were stronger than the average samurai. It seems that the other dude, Toma, I'll go look at some point. He has like more latent. Yeah, it is Toma. I was looking at the panel and the one dude. Thank you, random side character, for helping me remember this dude's name, or I guess reaffirming me his name. But his power, obviously, like, he's got some hidden potential he hasn't really fully utilized and realized yet. So we'll see where that goes. But this is hopefully just going to be a cool fight. What I would like out of this fight, and this is how I kind of want to look at fights, like, for now on. I've started to do it somewhat, but I'll give it to him like as a very clear-cut one for this next chapter. What I want coming out of this fight is, I'm hoping I want to see a named attack from both characters. That to me is like, it seems like they got a plan. Maybe they have a combo, but I would really like to see a named attack from either of them, or rather from both. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, I just want to know what, like, one, I want to know what Toma's fighting style is, and two, I want to see Dora with a named attack. I want to see him with, like, okay, what is his gonna be go-to ability that he's gonna be using? Because now he's got a better grasp on his supernatural energy. Well, on wielding Kusanagi's supernatural energy. So, like, could he do an attack? Like, he could literally just do some Getsuga Tensho, like, energy wave, and I'd be perfectly fine with that. I'd hope, though, it'd be something a little different. Maybe, like, his is, like, actually, it'd be cool if he could send his out in different shapes. Kind of like how Kusanagi can reshape himself. I think that'd be really cool. Like, what if instead of a sword, like, he turns it into like a racket, and then uses the energy to kind of expand around it to make it a big racket that he attacks back, or something like that? I think that'd be really cool. Or maybe, like, turn into a cannon and shoot it. Like, there's stuff that you can definitely do, with the whole mass, like the body manipulation that Kusanagi does. But that'll probably just go, come up to their imagination and their planning. Obviously, it's going to depend also on their control of this energy. But I feel like just different swords would be, something that would fit. I do wish the series, like, it wasn't so set on samurai, just so he could have a different weapon. But I feel like this is obviously, like, going to be the go-to, just, by the theme of the series. Because otherwise, like, I think it'd be cool if, like, with his strength, if he had something more like a hammer or an axe. Just because, like, it's cool he has a sword, but, like, with Dora being one of those characters just who is absurdly physically strong and even further doped with the supernatural energy, a crushing weapon would probably be so much more easy for him, especially in a fight like this. Because, like, you see, like, the blades, like, a character, like, if you cut a character, and unless you're, like, cleaving through them enough to, like, cut off a leg or an arm or just cut right through them, you're just going to be doing, like, a slash damage. Now, imagine if you, like, hit this dude with, like, a massive hammer and it crushed multiple limbs, broke a bunch of his bones. And on top of that, you pound him into the ground like a damn nail. And, yeah, what's he going to do at that point? That's just something that I always like look at whenever it's like series, and it's got the regular kind of Japanese weapon. I understand why, but at the same time, I always wish that, like, they would be more kind of set like more diverse of the weapons, just because, like, so many cool weapons never get used. So happy that Lancelot over in Four Knights is actually using a bow when I thought there was gonna be no bow people in the Four Horsemen. Well, Four Knights of the Apocalypse, but pretty much the Four Horsemen. Over here, though, is this a little different because Dora's thing is extreme physical strength and durability. So something like a hammer, I think, would benefit him more than a sword. Just because, like, I think with his style, I think it would be so much better because he doesn't seem, at least so far, to have a technique-based way of going about it. He seems way more of that brute force, way more attacking his durability and strength. If he ends up doing it with his, with another weapon, I think it would just give him more. It's something that I always want to put out there whenever I talk about, like, characters and stuff, because, like, what characters without weapons is different. Whenever they're like someone has a weapon that is, I want to know what it is. His is unique in itself because it's Kusanagi, changes shape and stuff. But I'm hoping he eventually upgrades to different kind of standard weapons. Like if he has different swords eventually, like if he has maybe like a claymore or a scimitar, or if he just does different types of weapons. Like maybe this is his sword, he gets a hammer, maybe he gets a flail, maybe he gets a shield, something like that. I think would be really cool, and it's just something that I think would fit the style of Kusanagi and its capabilities. So we'll see. Other than that, though, comment below. Like I said, I really am hoping for some named attacks. I mostly just wanted to talk about this damn weapon style in this chapter, and my hopes for the future. But anyway, other than that, though, comment below. Thumbs up the video, from like, but subscribe button, check out my other videos. And I appreciate it. Subscribe. Thank you all for listening. Bye.